And I know whenever y'all came out, and I guess it was a county, I'm not sure who it was, maybe it was state, but whenever you came out and redid 1606 and widened it out a little bit, you know, that's a decent road now to travel down. And I don't mind my wife or kids driving down it and passing a truck. But the rest of them around that area, they're just too narrow, and you're gonna get windshield cracks and things like that just off of some drive on in the bar ditch, just so two vehicles can pass each other. And you know, it's just kind of unsafe in my mind. I don't figure anybody in this room would want their wife or kid or husband and child to have to drive down the road where there's another truck coming and one of the two of them is off in the ditch, especially in a rainy season or anything else, because you never know what's going to happen. Okay. And see if we can't get something done. I don't know, but I've been informed that other counties or other precincts have tried to come in and help precinct 4 maintain the roads and get the roads in better shape. But from my understanding, the commissioner does not allow that to happen, or he opposes it real severely. And we all need help. I don't care who you are. If somebody's offering to help and you need the help, why not take the help?
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate your comments.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else wanted to speak on anything? Okay. Presentation and discussion of department head, committee, and board reports. I handed y'all some out. Looks like we got a lot of coyotes.
Yes. You
What was the other one I saw? It was
thank you.
raccoons. What was the coyotes?
They're not going away.
No.
Like rattles.
Any further discussion?
Everybody's working, Judge.
Looks like they are. Said, Terry said, looks like everybody's working. Any more discussion? Any discussion on committee reports? No? Okay. We'll consider approval of previous minutes.
If I make motion that we approve the previous minutes as presented.
All in favor? Motion carries. All right, this next one, court to discuss and consider inter-precinct project schedule and staffing. Basically, what I've decided is, what I thought was put some time in here where you gentlemen can discuss in a forum where everybody can talk, if you would like to, about what you have going on, and if you want any assistance on anything, or if you just everything, however y'all want to handle this part of the time, it's yours.
Well, to my knowledge, we're all hauling millings at this point from Roscoe, and that's taking everybody's time. And
Right.
like Craig, you got Hills Road 2/3 finished.
Yeah, hopefully a little more than that.
Okay. Well, I know it's not
We could
complete.
probably get through with them in all 3 days.
Okay. That's, to my knowledge, that's basically what's happening.
That's good. Yes, sir.
The Brighton Road over my precinct.
Yeah.
Terry Jacobus and some other boy from running the road. I don't know who his name, what his name is. Keith.
Taylor, is it Taylor?
Taylor might, yeah, he might be over doing it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got him. I was wondering where he was.
We have some really rough cattle guards out there that we've been trying to level up and get some concrete foundations under and trying to make them smooth. We've been getting quite a few perpendicular to the pipe, and like you've seen some,
Sure.
and try to smooth those up some. One we want to take out, and we've got some roads that are rub boarded pretty bad, so we're gonna try to do something with that pretty quick. We're actually being able to handle that right now, so.
Do you get rain out that way where you could do?
They did, yes, sir. We got a rain right down, kind of like down Roby Highway, I guess, and then back north, so
Oh, good.
we're able to do some of that. Yes, sir. Got a tree to cut down. Got a lady calling about a tree hanging over the fence that is, yeah, it's encroaching upon her vehicles. So we're working on that. Trying to do some other maintenance around the farm there, of course, hauling millings. And we all work good together when we just get out there and get it done.
How long is it taking to get the millings done? How many?
Hauled 50 loads yesterday. And I think we have 100 loads per precinct to haul. So if they can do the same thing, that doesn't always happen.
Sure.
But if they can do the same thing every day, well, that won't take as long as what we first thought it
Yeah,
would.
because somebody said 3 weeks, and I just couldn't
Yeah.
hardly believe it'd take that long.
If they can do what they did yesterday, it'll
Take
take
two,
2 days
yeah.
per precinct.
So
Which,
that would be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna-
Working.
Better than 3.
Yes, better than 3.
Yeah.
But something might happen, like a
Yeah.
wheel running off the
Sure might.
axle, which happened yesterday.
it'll do it.
Yeah, the bearing went out. And so got a trailer in the shop, one less trailer running today.
No.
We're getting that repaired and have it back on the road shortly, hopefully.
Is, how many do you have trailers? Do you have
2.
2,
Yes, sir.
3? You got 3.
How many do you have?
I just got 2.
Okay.
I'd like to have another one of these days, but I'd like to have some other things.
Yes, sir.
That works really good when you got a big project like that, everybody comes together, get it done, get it out of there and
Yes.
call it good.
That's one thing I can say about this county. Our precincts have always worked well together. We've always went together and done our jobs that we needed to, when we needed to, and still been able to take care of our precincts. So it's always back before the unitized system. Of course, we had a lot more senior operators of heavy equipment that we do not have today. And so it's difficult, a lot of training on. But I'm very, very proud of the guys being able to get out there and learn and get the job done. It doesn't happen as fast as it used to, but it does happen, and we do get it done and solve the problems that we have on our roads, because there are plenty of them. And a lot of those are going to expansionate because of the fact that we haven't chip sealed in 5 years. And so those roads are gonna start tearing up, and then we're really gonna be in trouble. Where we were, every 5 years, we were going over our roads.
Is that in the plans to do again?
We wanna start, but we just gotta get our budgets right to do
Yeah,
it.
that's the problem.
It costs so much money to do
That's
it.
expensive.
So in lieu of that, we've been sponsoring our roads.
The road from 208 to through Chandler Grove, 300,000. Got 9 more miles to go. How you gonna do that?
That's not hard to figure, is it?
Of course, that's a total rehabilitation, and that's what he's talking about. If we don't get them chip sealed, we'll be doing a total rehabilitation, which chip sealing's expensive, but totally redoing the road is way more
Oh,
expensive.
absolutely.
Yeah, China Road and Chapter,
Yes,
those are total redos.
absolutely. So we want to keep what we've got if at all possible.
We hope to chip seal this year.
We want to do some of that.
The oil field is just about tore us up back east. They're not drilling now. What their holdup is, but they're talking about starting pretty quick.
Okay. All right. Anything else on that?
Nope. Doing what we can do,
All right.
as we can do it.
Sounds good. All right, we're gonna consider purchase of fueling station located east of the law enforcement center. Sean made an offer to, well, he went to the, agent, Karen Taylor, spoke to her, and, made an offer. They came back with an offer, and it's 50,000 at this point. So, I guess talk about, are we gonna do it or not at this point?
Well, considering we looked at building one from scratch, and we was looking at over $200,000.
Yeah.
And we can buy fuel in bulk, which over time saves you money, especially as much as Scurry County burns. It's already basically set up,
Pretty much.
other than one pump and one, whatever they call it, where you use the card or whatever you do.
Right.
I think it's a no-brainer.
And to do that, it's 36,000.
Right.
So we're looking at
86,000.
86,000 total.
And we were looking at 200 plus.
Right.
Before.
Yeah.
I don't, it's one of them deals, if you don't need it, it's not worth it, but if you need it, it's well worth it.
Absolutely.
Is there an additional insurance cost there for those tanks during ground that you know of?
I called TAC and they said, all we have to do is once the deal's finalized is call them. They will add it to our policy. And that's the end of it.
Perfect.
We're gonna keep them cut off. We won't use them. We won't use them, but eventually those will go away.
It's like the 8,000 gallons underneath.
Yes. Yeah, there's enough capacity underneath the,
We have three 8,000s and one 4,000.
Right.
Is that right?
yeah, the 4,000 is super unleaded, and I don't see us using that.
No. You're right.
But it'll, over time it'll save money and, the one we use now is on its last leg. If it's not, it's only a matter of time.
Right.
It's been needed to address for the last 10 years, really.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been giving trouble.
Because when they put that in, they usually the 60s.
Very
Yes.
expensive
Yeah,
To
and it's a
maintain.
key.
and
Key
can't
deal.
be maintained anymore.
No, it can't. This is the last time they replaced a part. They used a pin to make the part, so can't find the parts. So,
I don't think, like I said, I think this is a good opportunity for the county to upgrade, because we're always gonna burn fuel and a lot of it.
absolutely. It's not gonna come out of tax dollars either.
No.
It's gonna come out of a reserve fund.
Right.
So, that's good. That didn't come from
basically the EMS, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, so it's, there's no tax money involved.
Right.
I make a motion to purchase the fueling station.
Second.
The closing date will be on the 29th. We'll come back on the 21st to, set up the funds for that, to move the funds for that. All in favor? Motion carries. Looks like we're purchasing a fueling station. Okay, here's the fun one, Harmony Waterworks. In the packet, there is, Harmony Waterworks Water System Regulations. Oh, it's my page, okay. There's a lot to this. There's also a retail service agreement. There's also a letter about the retail service agreement. Doing the research on this, TCEQ requires a lot, and so does EPA. So this is just the beginning, just the very beginning. The TCEQ requires you to have the regulations. They require you to have a retail service agreement. So every person that has a water account has to have a retail service agreement. If they don't get water, what it boils down to.
This is a old timey deal,
Yes, sir,
been going on and going on, and
absolutely.
it's not been updated.
Right.
And we'll update
And let me tell you what else you have to have, and this is all TCEQ. A sample site plan, which is where you get your samples from throughout the community. A hydrant maintenance plan, standard operating procedure, valve exercise and maintenance plan, maintenance and operations manual, monitoring plan, water conservation plan, drought contingency plan, emergency preparedness plan. You have to put out a consumer confidence report, and you have to do coliform monitoring. That's all the requirements that you have to do for having a waterworks. Anybody want to put these together?
That's it. The association is providing them, hopefully, right?
So that's the other part of this. This Texas Rural Water Association can help with a lot of that. I don't want to have to do it all ourselves.
Or paying an attorney to.
Right. We went out last week, correct? And looked at some stuff, and we found some areas that could use some help. Chlorine monitoring equipment needs to be updated. Needs scales to weigh daily amount of chemical use. Need proper venting in the chlorine room. There's no venting in there. There's a vent at the bottom of the door. My understanding is you have to have something to push it out. A fan of some type. Injection setup needs to be replaced, which is in bad shape. Need to have monitoring of the tank levels, the pump, feed equipment, and the chlorine residuals. There's no outgoing meter, and there's no flow indicators for in and out. And we need to, the thing that started this whole thing was needed to replace the testing outlet on the side of the tank. We determined we can drain the tank and hopefully unthread it, sticking the nipple in there and fill it back up. So that's some of the stuff that needs to be done. Also, recommended to have a SCADA. Right now, our monitoring is going out and checking the level, writing it down. That's it. With a SCADA system, it'll monitor it, and it'll send you alerts whether you have high chlorine, low chlorine, low level tank, high level tank, just different stuff. And that is, got an email on that, $20,000 to $30,000 to do that. But it can save you lots of money and time and heartache. So that's $10,000 to take a job at $24,000 a year where they're.
So that's the problem, is they're gonna start out behind.
Yeah, and yeah, they are. Now, I've talked to Judge Sharp over in Borden County. They just went through a lot of this stuff. asked him what they were paying. They're paying $16.42, and the guy that they have doing it is working about 47.5 hours a week. So, and they have about, we have about 155 people on water right now. I don't know if y'all had a chance to look at this. Looking at everybody else around us, they're at anywhere from $33 to $36 per 2,000 gallons or 3,000 gallons. Maybe it's most of 2,000 gallons. So at $20 for the first 2,000, we're really low compared to everybody. It's about close to half of what everybody else is doing. I know it's not fun to have to raise rates or get your rate raised, but with where we need to go to this, I think we need to do something there. That's why that's in there.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
Harry, you said something about a man that you was gonna get to come give a deal on that. Did you ever talk to him?
I did talk to him, and he is just now getting back from being on vacation. And so I thought I would get him with the judge and let the judge visit with him and just see if that is something that, once he sees all of this, he may not be interested at all. But again, he may be. And so that's something we can certainly follow up on and just see if there is a possibility. Especially, but I mean, after hearing though that Borden County got the same amount of people in 47 hours a week, and surely theirs is behind the 8 ball.
Right.
This guy, he's going to have a lot of work to do
Yeah.
before getting it started, whoever does it. So it's an alternative, and it's something we can look at. Whether or not it would pan out, it's just you have to go through the numbers.
Well, my only deal in this thing is as much money as it looks like it's gonna cost. You know, and, I'm not saying anything bad about this man, because I don't even know who he is, which all we're talking about. But, we don't need to get all this thing going, and then all of a sudden, this man says, well, I believe I'm going back down to Florida. Get out of this deal.
Well, in our last meeting, we voted to hire somebody full-time.
That's right.
So,
Yeah,
But
this is just
that
a
don't say that
contingency.
he'll stay here.
right,
full-time.
no, that's right. But this would be a contingency.
It would.
plan. It would be a contract with someone to maintain that. There is a job, we did a job posting and that has been posted, so.
No guarantee we'll find anybody.
Nobody
To be able to,
guaranteed.
so we want a definite contingent plan,
Right.
just in case.
Man, I thought y'all had a man already in mind. That didn't pan out.
Well, we have to take applications on it.
We're gonna have that, but he's already said that he had a fellow that I thought
We had a
Might be
fella
interested.
that, applied, or he didn't apply because it wasn't posted. But he said something about it, but he didn't apply because it wasn't posted, so
It's posted now, so.
Maybe he
can
will.
apply.
he posted. So he
Yeah.
ought to come back. If he sees all of what is going on, he might change his mind. Because there's a lot to it.
There is.
Especially when you're starting out
There's some learning.
15 years behind.
Yeah.
It's just,
Another issue we're gonna have to look at later down the road is the meters.
Oh,
And they have to do a meter replacement program. Hopefully we can get a grant for that, but that's something that needs to be looked at down the road.
there's one thing, first and foremost, we got 300 kids in a school system. And X amount of residents that's on this water.
Yep.
Their safety should be our number one concern, and, it is what it is.
it is. Absolutely.
regulations and the agreement, and for permission to send a letter out, and,
But help whoever comes in
sure,
to understand that they're not alone.
right.
They are gonna have someone that can absolutely answer the questions,
Yeah.
and give the education and get them going in the right direction.
Yeah.
So that would be a,
Cause I'm sure, well, Dennis did it, all the license stuff, and I'm
Right.
sure they can help with that, so.
Absolutely.
uh,
These other plans, they're gonna take some time to get together. And I think my understanding is TCQ will work with you as long as you're working with them. So
yeah, that's basically.
we'll, look at bringing these to you as we get them done down the road. Might take a couple of months, but
Well, Judge, I would make the motion after we have visited to enter into membership with Texas Rural Water Association, and then to adopt the regulations and service agreement as required by the TCQ and EPA, and then set the salary at what Borden County has set their salary. 1642.
So,
right next to it. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. This one's gonna be fun.
Joe, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
On the new rates and all that,
Yes,
will
ma'am.
that be down the road when you want it to start?
One needs,
Or do you want it to start?
When does it need to be effective? That's a good
Yes.
question.
Yes,
When do you think it should be effective? Immediately or after, June first, July first?
Do you have a large surplus of money in the Fernley Water Works?
that's where you got all your money,
No.
like,
maybe a little over 200,000.
So
That's with
that's gonna have to go
Intex
in
Pool
effect
and then
very
what's it West
quickly
Texas. Oh, yeah,
if you're going to maintain that system appropriately and have any reserve left.
that's true.
when does the bills go out? I mean, that's that first month, middle of the month.
They go out the first, and then late notices go out on the 15th. And we give them 10 days, and if they're 2 months behind, we turn it off.
Okay. Well, it would be a lot simpler when it's June
I don't think so.
They give everybody a heads up.
take effect.
Something else I want to throw out there, and I forgot to mention this. Do we want to add an email to the letter that they can contact your office? And do you want it to be someone specific, or do you, let me ask Jeremy if we can add a specific Fernley Water Works email address?
yeah.
We can do that. So if we can just, would that be better than someone specific? Right, so. Okay.
June first.
You send out a letter and let everybody know what the change is going to be. They may want to draw water well. But I mean, it's still a lot cheaper than any other service.
Whatever,
Exactly, so to each of the customers copy. All this,
Yeah, we can get them a copy of this and the service
Okay.
agreement,
okay,
or this letter and the service agreement, which is right here. We'll send out the regulations and the service agreement.
if that can be ready by June 1, when we send out billing,
That
we
would
could send
set
it
it up for
with
July.
that.
Yeah, you wouldn't charge them
July.
by arrears, in arrears, you would charge them for
Going forward.
June going forward. So July 1st would be their first, so even if you do start at June 1.
right.
It would be July the 1st before they'd have their first bill at that rate.
Right.
Well, yeah,
So you send the letter out June 1st and then the
yes,
next
and then
bill,
it
it
would
would-
be effective.
yes.
Yeah.
July 1.
July.
That'll basically give them 45 days to look.
Correct.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
On the July bill?
Yeah.
Is when they'll first see it.
That'd be the first rate increase.
for June. All right, let's consider adopting donations. Senior center, correct? 2 months ago.
Make a motion, we accept the donation
Housing.
Oh,
as presented.
all right.
Second.
All right. All in favor? So,
Yes, sir.
Always like free money.
absolutely.
Make that motion. To accept a donation,
Pretty happy.
pretty happy.
Which is just shy of $40,000. For a second,
Yes, second.
all in favor? Court to consider certification of additional revenues in the form of insurance claims. I'm assuming this is for the door.
From the airport, yes, sir.
Make a motion, we accept the additional funds in form of insurance.
Second. All in favor? Approve the first quarter treasurer's report.
Okay, thank you, Judge. We ended the first quarter with a cash balance of $13,457,810.76 of all the funds. Interest earned for the quarter was $96,406.37, which was a gain from the last quarter by $24,643. We also had a gain from our investment rates from, our interest rates for our investments are as follows. Tax pool, we're getting 2.4164%. Our FICA account is 2.27%. Texas class 0.61%. We compare it to an average 90-day T-bill, and that rate is 2.35%. So rates are going up a little bit. I submit for your approval unless you have a question that needs to be answered.
That's good.
Yeah, good question. Make a motion, we accept the treasurer's first quarter report.
Second. All in favor? Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and do line item transfers and budget amendments.
Okay, the first line item transfer is from 10,409, to 10,409,4013 bookkeeping expense for $144.36 from 10,409,4500 maintenance, repair, and miscellaneous for $144.36. The second one is for JP1 to 10,455,4014 education and training $2,000 from 10,455,3100 office supplies for $2,000. The next one is for the auditor's office to 10,495,4810 dues in the amount of $30 from 10,495,4500 maintenance, repair, and miscellaneous expense for $30. The next one's park to 10,660,4800 notary bonds and seals for $129 from 10,660,4500 park maintenance and repair for $129. Those are all the line item transfers. The next is budget amendments. The first one being the jail and then that, account number 10-512-40.76. The next account is 10-512-1030 general payroll for the amount of $36,393.24. And that was from the revenue from the inmates. And then the next budget amendment is for the, economic development, 16,696,3999, economic development projects, and then on $2,000. And then the other account number is 16,696,4000, community projects for $10,000. This would be come out of their reserves. Then we have the airport, 83,516,4500, maintenance, repair, and miscellaneous, comes from their insurance proceeds.
Any questions on that?
The job to make a motion that we accept the line of transfer and budget amendments as presented.
All in favor? Accounts payable.
We have a total accounts payable of $326,037.69. This includes a James Lane invoice that Terry questioned, and that invoice was $1,652.52. If the court decides not to pay the invoice, the accounts payable total would be $324,385.17. Biweekly payroll is $279,169.84. Semi-monthly payroll is $83,130.13 for a total payroll of $362,299.98. It's a lot. Sorry.
That's easy for me to
Mouthful.
say.
I didn't miss it by much yesterday, did I?
And so if the court can direct the auditor's office on whether to pay that invoice or not, we'd appreciate
What
it.
was that?
That was for replacing an actuator and a limiter switch. They did not break out their miles and what they charge us. They just had it all labor. So someone that didn't know, they would just believe that they spent that many hours here putting in those two items.
And I gave y'all all a copy of that invoice.
I was there, wasn't
And so my concern is that even though James Lane is the one that actually put the system into the beginning, and it was in 2006 that we did it, it's getting old. But if we're gonna maintain this thing, surely there's someone, Lubbock, Abilene, Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, that's a lot closer to us, that's not charging us thousands of dollars in road time to come from Wichita Falls, because that's where they're located. And so I just asked our maintenance supervisor to start looking for those people, or help him look for them, that can do the same job without costing so much for road time. Because it is getting exorbitant to do that, especially as the system ages. And also, I'm asking our building envelope professionals to send a mechanical engineer to us to tell us if we actually have to have all those actuators, because what they're doing is there's dampers that are closing off return air. If that is essential, then that makes sense. But we need to know, because those actuators are very expensive, and the time to repair them, I mean, there's not but 2 pins or 2 bolts that actually hold those things on. So $1,200 or $1,000 labor is woo. And a limiter switch isn't that difficult to change out either. But I think it's time, when they put the system in, they also installed what's called an economizer. And it was supposed to bring in cool air from the outside when it's cool in the morning and the building is warm because of the number of people in it. And that would save. And then when it's warm outside and it's cooler in the building during parts of the year, then it would bring in the warm air and warm the building. but that never has worked. The actuators just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so it's failed from the beginning. And so I'm wondering this, is there a way that we can do this more effective? Outside air coming into the building, we have no windows. We have doors that open and we get some exchange, but you have to have a certain number of exchange of air with a number of people that are in your building. And so it's required. And so why couldn't we just open the economizer to a certain point? Whenever you open a door, that's going to pull the outside air in, or otherwise it's going to push it through from those doors into the economizer and out to the outside atmosphere. And so we need to figure out any way we can to lower the costs to this county. And that's one way I think we can do it. So that's why I question the bill, because I'm getting tired of paying road service. Like CAT charges us whenever they come to work on whatever. Yeah. When they could come and be working on somebody else's and split that bill.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, the fact of the matter is, we owe that.
Oh, we owe it. I agree.
Yeah.
We should pay it, but we just need to go forward.
Pay it, but we, need to see what we can find somewhere else.
Yes.
Closer.
So there is a mechanical engineer coming from Armco,
Okay,
that our roofing specialist, has there in his, company, and they're gonna come down and they're gonna assess it for us to see what we can do. There's also a lighting guy that's coming to assess. And because more than we can do, cheaper we can get, the less we have to put on taxes to make sure that we're able to pay our unfunded mandate. Yeah.
well, all that being said, I think the motion is favorable.
Second.
All in favor?
That's probably one you want to do.
Caught you reading.
Yeah.
All right, we will pay the bills. We'll go ahead and go into, we're gonna, make Jeremy wait since he's here, but we'll go ahead and go into executive session. Let's see about this. Thank you, everyone.